I know.
Live.
This thing always messes us up.
Did it move? Hey everybody.
How's it going?
All right.
That's pretty good.
Hey.
We're gonna have to get that one under control.
But
Dynamite. Told you guys I was gonna win.
Wait, what is?
Dynamite. It wins every time.
We're gonna have to come up
Yeah.
with more rules for the show, but you can decide.
I told you I was gonna upset the establishment. Hey guys, how's it going? This is Gonzalo, the Gremlin Ponce here with Communities Connected Dan and Julio Sanchez.
I'm Dayon Young.
and I'm Julio Sanchez. Man, you cheated, man.
I didn't
He
cheat.
did. He said tidal wave.
What
We
are
gotta
the
have
rules?
more rules than that. He said tidal wave. We're both over here like.
That beats the paper and the scissors, yeah.
Oh,
The
man,
rules.
hold on, this is bothering me. I gotta fix
Is
it.
it
That's a win. But hey y'all, how y'all doing? We on here with episode number 20. We got 2 interviews in this week. We got a big one with the Mid-City Kid last night. We got Gonzalo in here today. Julio, set him straight.
Set him straight. Oh man. So this guy right here has been in my life. Actually, it's kind of perfect that we keep going with like the way we went because we talked about relationships. We talked about having positive people, energy around you, just everything around. So this guy is one of those people that I can actually talk about and say that with honesty. He's been in my life since first grade. Now I'm 24, so it's been
18
a long,
years.
Yeah.
You know, it would have been even crazier if we did this on episode 18.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That would have blown me away.
That would
We
be
should thought it through.
Mm.
Well, see, you gotta come down sooner.
In the future.
Either way.
Oh man, I'm so spacing today. Started fighting what? How many years ago? How long did you actually just start training?
I haven't trained since I was 17. So I started fighting when I was 18. Went pro 2, maybe 3 years ago.
Oh.
Somewhere around there. I don't know. I lose track of time.
Yeah.
Get hit in the head a lot. It happens.
Yeah, so careful guys, don't get hit in the head. It's not a fun thing to do.
It's not good for your
nor
brain.
smart thing to really do. But yeah, so it was out of the initiation of him starting to do something. I was like always following him. We were always talking every single time he had a fight. My wife and I were there, my sister. So we were constantly like there to support him because we loved what he was doing. As coming from wrestling, I ended up not doing anything for a while, and he was fighting. So I'd go see him. I'm like, oh man, this is awesome.
Heck yeah.
So
It took 15 fights for him to finally sign up.
Hey, 15's better than 30.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
Gotta
got a
catch on
point.
eventually.
that's the
that's a
point.
good point. That's a good point.
So yeah, it was out of his page, and we wanted to really make something out of it. And I was like, yo, how about like Dan and I have been talking. I'm like, we can start getting something, and we can like interview you. This would be sweet if we could just get you online, talk to people. So we're like, bet, and we started really thinking of an idea of what we could do with it. And so lo and behold, we have Communities Connected guys.
Start exploding.
This is kind of the team of what really started it.
Mm.
This is a little mastermind, we like to call it.
Oh, yeah.
But we're gonna focus a little bit on that later of how it got started. We're gonna give the stand to Gonzalo. Let him really show. Well, first of all, who are you?
Heck
Where are
yeah.
you from? What are you like? Actually, don't let them know what you like. They won't like you.
Yeah, well, that's true. So, yeah, my name is Gonzalo. We went over that already. And I actually grew up in Janesville. You know, I was born at Mercy Hospital a long time ago in 1994. Back then, believe it or not, in May 1st, there was a snowstorm when I was born. My mother told me about that. I was like, that's crazy. It was an omen of the things to come.
The world
So-
just got cold.
Yeah, it did. So yeah, first grade, you know, Julio came around, and I was constantly moving in and out of Janesville, going to Beloit, back to Janesville, Madison, back to Janesville, Beloit, Janesville. Then I made my way all the way up to Nacito. Most of you probably never even heard it. It's a blink and you miss it kind of town. So then I moved out of Nacito and moved over to Reedsburg, and then from Reedsburg to Rock Springs, and stayed in that area. While I was living in Rock Springs, I found Felipe's, and a lot of people are telling me, you gotta check that place out, you gotta check that place out. And I kept saying, nah, it can't be that great. In Baraboo? Really? How can something in Baraboo be great? You know, I was thinking, the only way you're gonna be good at MMA and stuff like that, because MMA was my first love. And I was like, I gotta go to California or Florida or somewhere like where it's booming. But I decided to give it a try, and I went in there, and I was 17 years old, getting beat up by a 13-year-old. Talk about a reality check for you, right? So I was like, all right, I'm going to stay. And that place shaped me into the person I am today, for sure. And it ended up being a place that I never wanted to leave. I've been there for 7 years. 5.5, 6 of those years as the assistant to the instructor there.
You can
To
almost
the owner.
basically say you are there for 7 years because every single time I call this guy, I'm like, yo, where you at? Oh, we're still Felipe. He's either working, he's doing some stuff for the gym, training people, doing his privates. There's just a lot he does. And like, he means that gym is
It's
life.
it's like my second home. Sometimes I even spend more time there than I do actually at home. Like yesterday, I was there from 11 a.m. until 2-ish. Left for lunch, and then I went back, and I didn't leave until like 10 o'clock at night. You know, I spent a lot of days like that. A lot.
Yeah, we were actually talking about that. 'cause we
The
gotta look
grind
at-
is real.
Oh, yeah. And then right afterwards, he's like, oh, yeah, and I'm going to go hit the weights. I'm like, dude, I get out of jiu-jitsu, and I'm just sore as can be. I'm like,
I haven't hit the weights in a while though, because I got hurt, and I just stopped going to the gym for a little bit. But right after this weekend's tournament, I'm probably gonna jump back into the weights, start lifting again, because deadlifting is too fun not to do. I love deadlifting.
Wow.
Something I need to work on.
So then when you are training for a big event, what does your training routine look like? Like, how do you get ready for that?
All right. So there's 2 different types of training that I do. I do my everyday training, which is most people's fight camp.
Okay.
I'm constantly grinding away, but you know when I get hurt, that's my other type of training.
So what does your daily look like? What is that daily grind?
So I got, depending on the day, let's use Monday because it's my most packed day.
Okay.
I have a class that I teach at noon.
Okay.
Then I leave for lunch. I come back. I teach 2 different kids' classes with Felipe. Like we work together with those on the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have our MMA, which is right after that. We'll either do striking, pure striking, or we'll mix it up, depending on whoever's fighting. Like say if I'm fighting, and we just hit every part of the game possible, because we never know what my opponents are going to bring to it.
Heck yeah.
As being the only pro and I'm the only one that's allowed to throw elbows in the gym. But right now, we're getting our guy William Kemp, who's fighting in September on the Chosen Few card, so make sure you check that out.
Hey.
With his fight, we got to get him ready for the wrestler type grind. So we're constantly pressuring him against the wall and putting the pace on him more than anything else. Because he came from a striking background before he came to our gym, so and he's also a purple belt like me.
Wow.
So his jiu-jitsu's there too. We just need to get him here.
Okay. The mindset.
Yeah.
Solid.
It took me 14 fights to get the right mindset that I wanted.
Okay. How many has he done?
Him?
Yep. One.
Yep.
Okay, so he's got at least 13 more.
Yeah, he's got more. He's got a lot. He's got a
Okay.
lot of time.
Okay.
Most people get their mindset before that,
Mm-hmm.
but it took me a little while.
Kind of hard-headed. That's okay.
Yeah.
Once you learn the lessons, they don't leave though.
Yeah.
That's a solid win. So Monday's a busy day, so you got your general training. What else?
And then Tuesdays are more chill for me.
Okay.
'Cause I teach the Tuesday class. It's 2 hours of jiu-jitsu straight.
Heck yeah.
And all we do is drill. I get 6 positions up, well, 6 position drills going. I pick a type of guard, and then I'm like, all right, we're gonna learn these. We're gonna work on these 3 things, back to back for the guy in the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're gonna turn around on the top, and now it's the top person's learning 3 things in combat with the person on the bottom. So they're doing that for 2 hours, and then right at the end of the 2-hour training, I put them in that position. I'm like, now it's live. You got 10 minutes, and every minute's a different guy coming after you. And everybody goes through it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's intense.
Yeah? Have you tried that before? What's that like?
Just straight death. Like, the type of training that goes on in that gym, whether I'm at Fearless or I'm at Felipe's with him,
Mm-hmm.
it's not really comparable to like anything else I've done, especially doing like just high school sports. There's a lot of high school sports that take it real serious. Don't get me wrong. Like, but there's only been one sport now that I can say I went in, I was dry, I came out of practice an hour and a half, and my fingers were pruning. It looked like I was in a pool for 3 hours. I've never been so sweaty where my hands and my fingers are pruning. That's all I'm gonna say. The next day you hurt like hell. But the type of training, the energy, the amount of sweat that comes out, it's ridiculous.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
That's
it's
impressive, man.
It's great.
Holy
It's
crap.
great.
Wow. That's some intense training. All right, and that gets you set and ready for your fight.
Yeah, well, most of the time when I go into a fight, I'm too broken to care what that guy's gonna do to me anyway.
Oh man.
I was talking to Felipe the other day, and I was like, sometimes I feel like you forget that I'm actually 125 and not 200 pounds like you, because he treats me just like I'm one of the big heavyweights.
Heck yeah.
So
Well, shoot, that's
he'll
workout
slam
position.
me here and there. Like last week, it was a small slam. He picked me up about this high and just slammed me on the floor a couple times in a row.
Oh yeah.
It's funny.
Wow.
It hurts sometimes, but you get over it. Yeah.
Wow. That's intense, man. Holy smokes. I've been to one jiu-jitsu class. After hearing about this guy kicking some major butt for the longest time, Julio goes, you know what? I'm going to jump in. I'm going to start doing jiu-jitsu. I'm going to do MMA. Hey, Dayon, do you want to do it too? And I'm like, I normally don't sign up to get whooped. I don't know about that. But Julio kept going to class after class. He was getting more and more excited. And eventually he's like, come on, man, you should come. I was like, you know what? I like to try things at least once, so I have my own opinion of it. The one time I went, I'm like a deer in the headlights. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Then they're showing how you jump in and you get everything nice and tight and clenched so you're uncomfortable the whole time. Don't give them no time to rest. Lean on their head so they can't breathe. They put you in discomfort the entire time. I got manhandled, like completely treated like a baby by a girl that was half my size. Technique is important, but I tell you what, these guys can do some amazing things at what they do. My freaking goodness. The one time I went, seriously, deer in the headlights. But an amazing experience nonetheless.
Oh yeah, it was exactly like that when I first went. I just went in with like a wrestling background, and it was just complete different game. Everybody, and like you said, you like see smaller people, but it's ridiculous once you add the technique to it and how much they've been working at it, and they're so fluid with their movements. Those are the ones to be like careful about. I'm sitting there just trying to hold on for dear life. I'm like, oh, I've been hitting the weights, I'm good. Strength only helped me out for so long.
Wow.
After that, they're like, oh, you're gonna keep muscling me? Cool, I'll just do this. I'm like, oh, okay, didn't even think of that. Every single day, something gets torqued different, and I'm like, who even thought about that? Why would, okay, it makes sense why you would think of it, but wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's intense.
I get caught so many times like, all right, I'm ready for something he's gonna do, and something new. It's like, oh,
man.
why?
The best part, most of it,
Uh-huh.
just spur of the moment. Like, I wonder if that worked. Haha, it worked. Yes.
Yeah, a lot of try.
I catch a lot of things, and the guys will be like, when did you have time to think about that? Like, I don't know, it just happened, and I went with it, and it was perfect.
That is awesome. So then, and I did want to ask you, so tell us about your events. When you go into an event, what style do you use? What events do you sign up for? What weight class are you in? Tell me what it looks like when you jump into events.
Alright, so because I do MMA and Jiu-Jitsu tournaments, they're a little different for each other. So MMA, we do our weigh-ins the night before. I like to go there and have a good time. Like, there's a picture on my Instagram, and I posted up there, and it's me and my opponent squaring off, and I'm smiling at him.
Hey, what's your Instagram name, by the way?
Gremlin MMA on Instagram. Go hit it up.
Continue.
And so I'm sitting there, I'm smiling at him, which nobody likes it. Nobody likes when they get smiled at when they're trying to be serious, right?
Uh-huh.
But I did it anyway, and I put on there on the tag. I was like, "Do it for the goodie bag.
Do it for the goodie bag.
Kill all the seriousness of it. Because honestly, you should be there to have fun. You really
Heck
should.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting paid. Yeah, you could get hurt. But the more you worry about it, the more likely it is to happen. Flashback on that fear episode. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out.
Check out that fear.
Go to 3 minutes.
And then when the fight day happens, like, I'm gonna use this last fight because it's obviously it's most recent. It's one of those most comfortable. We went down early. Me and my girlfriend. She's over here.
We're going to introduce her in a minute.
And so we were there. We walked the lake. We had a good time talking to the other fighters. Ones that I knew, ones I didn't know. You know, I like to get out there and talk to these guys, right? And my opponent shows up. I'm chatting with him like he's Julio, you know, having a good time talking to him. And then we go through, and I gotta say the most nerve-wracking part is right after the rules meeting, getting into the cage. Before this fight, every referee ever will always, you'll notice when you watch fights, he'll ask, "Are you ready?" Are you ready? That's when my brain starts to freak out, right? So I thought, I'm going to nip this one in the butt. I'm going to nip it right in the butt right away. I was like, hey, ref, because he was a referee for me a lot, so I'm comfortable talking to him, right?
Yeah.
So like, can you not ask me if I'm ready? Can you just point, give me a thumbs up and go? He's like, yeah, I can do that for you. I can do that for you. So I was like, sweet. So I get in there, and for me, when I get into the cage right away, before they do the whole thing right there, you see a lot of guys that get up and they're like, oh, and, you know, getting all pumped up and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I don't do that. I go over, I put my foot on the cage, check how much give it has, because every cage is different.
Mm-hmm.
Some are bigger, some are smaller, some are tighter, some are really loose. And I bounce on it a little bit. I put my foot against the cage and step away from it, see how far my shot would have to be if I'm gonna shoot on the guy, or what do I gotta do? What's this cage gonna be like? I'll take my step, and then on the same step, I'll like try to visualize how many steps it would take for me to get across the other side. You know, I'm doing a lot of math in my head in that moment. And I'm listening to my coach sit there and tell me, you got this, bro. This is your night. This is yours. This is all you, bro.
Yeah.
Which, you know, all right.
Heck yeah, heck yeah.
So you like to analyze your hunting grounds.
Oh, of course. And like for Chosen Few, I've been there so many times. Between Chosen Few and King of the Cage, those are my two main grounds that I go and fight at. Which thankfully, King of the Cage is back in Wisconsin. So happy about that.
Heck yeah.
But I like to work on just figuring out comfort in my environment. Because if I'm comfortable where I'm at, how dare this guy come into my house and fight me? So in this last one, Julio was there. He can tell you, I'd beeline right to him.
Wow.
And then I found out afterwards I was wrong about his style because I couldn't find any video on this guy. So I just made an assumption based on his record that he was a wrestler.
Oh.
He was a kickboxer, and I guess he was really comfortable being in the pocket, and I just went right in the pocket and put him against the wall, and I spent like a minute trying to put him down, and eventually I just did something that most fighters don't do, and I pulled guard, and just climbed him up, and just started pounding on his head till the referee said he had enough. So.
And came out with the W.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So.
It's always
That's
nice and
Well done.
And then afterwards is the party.
Ah.
Go and have fun.
Heck
But
yeah.
I don't drink as
Worked
much as
hard.
I used to, so I had maybe one or two, and I called it a night.
Oh, there you go. Gotta celebrate for big victories, though.
Yep.
In fact, we even celebrated last night. I don't know if you guys saw that, but for every achievement, you gotta celebrate. It makes the work of it even more intense. You appreciate the
Yeah.
process when you celebrate it afterwards.
Yeah, you guys will be able to tell by that handshake. Every milestone will be adding.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
So then, other than that, real quick, I wanted to make sure that everybody knew this. How much do you weigh?
I am 125 pounds on weigh-in day, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Sometimes I overdo it, and I'll be like 122 going in.
Okay. And then how much do your opponents weigh?
So we have a 1 pound allowance.
Okay.
You have to be 125. That's the weight class.
Okay.
125 or less.
Okay.
Well, 126 because you get that allowance. But I fought all the way up to 140.
Wow.
Well, maybe 120, 125-ish.
Okay.
So, yeah, but I really don't worry about the 140s. The bigger they are, the less I'm concerned about winning, and more about just having being there.
Heck yeah.
Because what are you gonna do? If you lose, oh well, you lost. You weren't supposed to win. So
Hey.
whatever.
That's what it is.
But if you win, everyone goes, "Oh my God! Did you see that little guy? Oh!" And that actually happened at my 140 bout. I ended up catching the guy in 40 seconds.
Wow.
Because I was just like, I need to get a hold of him. Otherwise, it's not going to be a very good night for me. So I just took him down right away. No matter what he threw at me, I just kept moving forward.
Wow.
And I took him down, took his back, and choked him. Just like we did with Julio at the very beginning here.
That's
Yeah.
intense.
So,
Yeah, you two, you know what you're talking about.
yeah.
That's tight, by the way.
That is
Oh,
so
one
cool.
thing I forgot to mention about my getting ready for the fight.
Mm-hmm.
I had one fight with a guy from Midwest Training Center. His name is Edgar Flores.
Good Flores.
And he was. We thought after coming off the 42nd win that I'd be able to blow right through him.
Uh-huh.
No problem. He's a little guy. I can take care of that if I took care of 140 guy. He ended up being the hardest fight I've ever had.
Wow.
Mentally, when I got in there, I was like, I'm going to eat this guy alive. And by the time I got to where I thought he was going to be, he was already behind me, chopping my legs away. So, like, every single fight I had since then, I always watched that fight to remind myself that, hey, just because I trained hard doesn't mean this guy didn't either.
Yeah.
So this guy, he's got to have something that I don't to get in there. Otherwise, he wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Right. So that was my humbler out of a fight. Like, chill out, bro. But yeah, you're good, but you're not that good. There was a guy out there that beat the crap out of you. Yeah, you won, but you shouldn't have had to win like that. You should have been able to go through it.
Understood.
So that was the one I shot. I shot in on a low single. The guy sat up. He started hammer fisting the top of my head. I was like, "Where's the referee?"
Ooh. Is that the one you had that cut above your eyebrow?
No, that was Tim Sosa for
That
King
was
of the
nasty,
Cage title. Yeah, that was real nasty.
This guy likes to get hit.
Yeah?
We tell him stop it, but
I can't help it.
he just likes it. And we're like, great.
I mean, the more dysmorphic my face looks, the less people think that, oh, he's only ugly because he got hurt, when they didn't realize he was ugly the whole time.
Pretty soon we just take a picture of you. That'll be your own gremlin face.
Right?
You are a gremlin.
Well, here, real quick, before we get into what he's got coming up next, some big events that he wants you guys to know about, and some other stuff he wants to talk about, we want to introduce you real fast. Come take our seat. Give her a solid 30 seconds of how she fits in the picture.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm his girlfriend, lucky lady. And I'm a brand new yoga teacher. I just graduated my yoga teacher training. I love it. It's my thing. But my Facebook page is called Happy Balance because yoga is super helpful for like balancing out all sorts of things in your life. So that's mine.
Yeah, so make sure you guys stay tuned. We'll be sharing her page a little bit. Go give her page some love because there's going to be a lot of things we've actually been talking about, like what type of content she'll be running. She's already started posting up a little bit, but coming down the line, it's going to be great. And these guys will be obviously working together, both their pages. Awesome stuff coming out.
Oh, yeah. And she is my balancer. She really is. She is
Yeah.
my happy balance. Without her, I'd have lost my mind.
Aww.
So then how does she help you do what you do? How does she change your environment to help you?
She mostly keeps me in check. So, like, I get crazy. I have, like, wild ideas, and I'm like, oh, I want to go do this. And, oh, I want to go do that. I go, oh, it's shiny, and I want to go that. And she just slaps me on the back of the head. Like, knock it off. Stay chill. Relax. Think about it. Do you really want to do this? And in X amount of time, are you going to look back and be okay with that? With that decision you just made? Probably not. Probably not. All right, well, then don't do it. But I really want to. How bad do you want to do it? She also helps me as a money saver. Like, I was not good at saving money before she came in.
I can thank my mom for that.
Yeah, her mom
she's
is a
great
wonderful
at
lady.
finances.
My mom's a wonderful lady, too. Let's throw that on the record there, too. So
What's
she
her
doesn't get left out. So her mother's name is Rhonda Ostrander. She's a wonderful lady out of Reedsburg. My mother's name is Angel Reinhardt. She is also a Janesville born, which is awesome. Great things come out of this town, people.
Yeah, that's what we're
Great things come out of this town.
Well, thank you so much. We had to introduce you one way or another.
Yeah, you can have your chair back.
Yeah, we're going to do a full episode with you next time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be a good time.
We're gonna have
Maybe
to
you could
work-
lead us in a yoga routine.
I'm ready.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
If y'all want to see us get led in some yoga and learn a little bit about yoga, drop a like, drop a comment, let us know that you want it. But until we get there, Julio, do you want to wrap this up for us?
Yeah, well, first
One
of all-
more thing. Because I've told you guys that I had two different types, right?
Yeah.
The MMA and the grappling.
Uh-huh.
Jiu-Jitsu tournaments, you weigh in the day of the match.
Oh.
Right? But me being 125, unless I'm competing like I am this weekend at the IBJJF, which is the International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation, I'm not going to run into anyone 125. So I get a division called 135 and under.
Okay.
And most of the time, they don't even fill that up. So lately, I've been competing at 170 with William to testify and winning there in top 3 a lot.
Yeah,
So-
he's crazy.
I'm nuts. But
Wow.
that comes back into that's where I learned to deal with fear of competition. Because eventually it came to a point where it's like, win or lose, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to have some fun. So I remember standing at the edge of the mat, just chill, relax, like whatever. Win, I win, I lose.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, you get on there. The grappling industries is the one I do most of the time.
Uh-huh.
And they're all over the place. They're in multiple countries all around the world.
Wow.
And I actually have a student who, last time I checked, was ranked number 3 in the world for anyone under age 18 in the points roster. Right. 3rd. And he's actually competing tomorrow in Kansas City at another place. But the one I'm doing tomorrow, you lose, you're done. Goodbye, go home. And in that one also, if you miss weight by even an ounce, you're done, go home.
So with all these different variables, how do you deal with the things that could happen? How do you deal with that fear? How do you overcome that?
I'm just there to have a good time.
Yeah?
That's how.
Alright, so how
It took me many years to do it, but eventually it was the 170 division that helped me get that.
Okay.
Because I did so many open weight divisions and I was worried about, I have to catch this guy. I have to. But at a certain point, size and strength does matter. But it matters differently to each person. Like for me, my size helps me with large people because I fit in smaller places and I create a better leverage. But these longer, taller, stronger people can also at the same time just be like, stop moving. And I can't move. And they know exactly how I want to move because they're at my same level, right?
Oh, yeah.
So they know how I want to move. And I know that I can fit anywhere I want. And yeah, it all comes up to who's craftier.
Wow.
So, like, I don't care.
Wow.
Like, win or lose, doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, I'd like to win.
Heck
But
yeah.
at the end of the day, it's about self-improvement. There's when I was in high school, I had a sociology class, and the one line on the whole book that stuck out to me was a little, I think it's called a haiku. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, people in the comments. But it said, each to each, that dull path, no, well, I don't remember how it went, but it pretty much it went. I'll post it in the comments later when I get home this weekend. But it pretty much said that everyone that you meet is a reflection of who you are. So when I get caught,
Say that one more time.
everyone you meet is a reflection of who you are. So even if you've never met that person, just how they look at you, that's reflecting who you are. So when I get on the mats, that's what it is. The person in front of me, how I feel about them, how they feel about me, that tells me who I am as a person. And sometimes I'm okay with that, sometimes I'm not. So when I'm not, either A, I fix it, or B, I just deal with it. It's whatever. So when I face these guys at tournaments and I look super relaxed, cool. That means that if they're worried about my relaxation, that means they need to relax. When I see them worried about me being relaxed, I'm like, haha, this guy's worried about something, which means he's probably going to get caught in that.
He's overthinking.
So, you know, see how it works both ways?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like, I just relax, man.
Wow. That's
It took
really
a long time for me to put all these pieces together.
Heck yeah. That's intense.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
He's done a lot of growing. I've seen him grow from his very first fight to now. There's been a lot of growth.
He's
Wow.
been at 13 out of 15 of the fights.
We're trying to stay at all of them.
Wow.
And he only missed the first one because there was a blizzard that day.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
He couldn't drive out there.
yeah, I was like, I don't feel like dying.
Okay. So then,
We'll let you know. Oh, I know how to fix that quick. 3 seconds. Now.
in your perspective, Julio, and I'm gonna let you really, really do your thing here. What do you think makes Gonzalo more successful than some of the other fighters that you've seen?
I think it is the mentality. I think it's the amount of growth that they've done in the sport. You can even see with the newer guys, just how they carry themselves walking into cage. The ones that are super pumped, super hyped. The ones that and there was one fight, the last one we went to go see when we checked out Bobby. You can see the ones that carry all the negative into the ring, and especially if there was like some smack talking beforehand. That affects a lot of you remember what I'm talking about. So it affects them a lot. And it comes down to when they win, it also affects them a lot. So there's one guy that won, but everyone still looked at him negative because he let the amount of smack talk and be carried into the ring, and then it turned more into I'm just here to mess you up rather than I'm here to respect the sport. So they got lost in emotion, and I feel like in any scenario, if you get lost in emotion, you're gonna lose your event. That's the way I kind of look at it.
Respect. Wow.
Yeah. And then there was some moments where it was kind of laughable too.
Yeah.
Like some fighters get in there and it's like, did you come to fight or are you just here to cuddle with the guy? I mean, there's a difference, I mean, yeah, I tell people all the time I'm here to cuddle, but it's different because I'm there to fight. I'm there to finish it.
Heck yeah.
And some of those guys, they just look like want to hug each other against the cage. It's like, you guys come here to fight. Got to take risks if you want. Risk for reward.
Heck yeah. I love this quote. You gotta risk it to get the biscuit.
Oh yeah, I love that one.
Wasn't that in the movie?
I have no clue. My man Jesse Munson, if y'all know Jesse Munson, that's where I know that phrase. You gotta risk it to get the biscuit. It's probably in
I
the
feel
movie.
like that's
If y'all know the movie that's from, drop it in the comments.
I forgot. Jim Carrey. I feel like Jim Carrey said that in the movie or something.
I
It was
believe
like
it.
when he
I
said like
believe
that's
it.
the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
Oh
that was-
yeah.
That was
That's the way the cookie
I
crumbles.
might either way wrong. But yeah, so unfortunately, guys, I'm in the middle of lunch, so I think we're gonna wrap this up.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
I should get going a little bit. It's been fun, but before we leave, what should people be looking out? Because I know you have something coming up tomorrow, and then we worked on a little something yesterday that you have a lot more of coming up.
All right. So tomorrow is the International Federation Tournament, Chicago Open. It's free to come by this one. So if you can make it out there, I'm going to be competing. I'm wearing a Juarez Jiu-Jitsu shirt right now. He's competing in the black belt division. Cristiano Ribeiro Jiu-Jitsu Association. Check it out. That's where my gym is affiliated with. So it's going to be a good time. There's a lot of legends that are going to be fighting out there tomorrow. And then we were working on video sessions for once a week, starting on Fridays, which is today, isn't it?
Yeah, today's Friday.
I might have to skip this Friday because I'm not at home with my laptop. But
Starting next Friday.
starting next Friday, I'll be posting a video every single week. We did like almost 2 hours worth of work. So it's going to be good stuff, guys. It's going to be targeting positions that are common, that details are missed, and other ones are just going to wow you.
Yeah.
Ones that when I go to other places, people go crazy, like, what? I never thought of that. That common stuff at my gym, really. And then going on, I got shirt ideas that are coming out because I'm going to start building on a brand called Dying Breed Jiu-Jitsu. And on my Facebook, on my page, on the Gremlin page, I have a video explaining why I chose that name. So keep your eyes out for that. I'm always open to ideas too, so if you have an idea and you want it put out there, let me know and I'll put that on a list and we'll start working from there and collaborate. I'm all about it.
All right. Well, with that being said, this has been awesome, I think.
Hell yeah.
It was nice to see you again.
Absolutely.
It's always fun coming down here. It's always good coming
Yeah.
down here.
Mm-hmm.
I love the city.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, Dan,
Well,
say we.
until next time, we've had a great time. If you like what we do, drop a like, hit a comment. If you don't like what we do, give us a mean face and tell us why.
Yeah.
Until next time, I'm Dayon Young.
I'm Gonzalo Ponce.
I'm Julio Sanchez.
Peace.